Don't even think about dying, Kobe,
How's that, Barry?
because that's a luxury in this world. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby. I don't know why I laughed. That wasn't a funny line. That was it's tragic.
And this is Who Watches This. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new month of the Who Watches This podcast. And Kobe, it is your month, so would you like to introduce it?
Yeah, so we got Heroes Don't Always Win month.
That's well, I guess it's a perfect way to start this month with this movie.
Right, yeah.
A depressing premise.
This went darker than I thought. I was like, this probably isn't. I don't want a whole month of tear jerkers, but
well, like, what made you want to pick this month, or like pick this topic for this month?
I don't know. It was just kind of watching through like previews and stuff, and like kind of like looking at movies and trying to think of ideas, and it just I don't know. It just kind of popped up, and I was like, hey. There's got to be some movies for that. And I started looking. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of movies.
I mean, it's like some of the most iconic moments in anime for me have always been like where like the hero doesn't like have this huge happy ending.
Right.
Cowboy Bebop,
yep.
Spike Spiegel. First of all, you don't know if he dies, but it's presumed that he dies after that whole situation. There's Gurren Lagann, where a whole bunch of people died. And I think it's just like really great storytelling.
Thanos, he's trying to save the world, and the Avengers kill him.
Right? They come to his farm and and just mess.
Just trying to save humanity from themselves.
Not even just humanity, but like the universe as a whole. He was trying to make room.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys gotta stop fucking. It's just funny when you think about it from like say that you were like a native of the planet that Thanos decided to reside on.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's this like really nice like solo guy. He's making all these farms and he's giving away food. He's so nice. Well, we should drop by and say hello. And then these aliens come from outer space and just massacre him. Oh man. But let's get into like the movie trailer for this month. Nope. We best be checking these trails we're trekking, 'cause best believe these hills have eyes. A dad doing his best, but it feels like a test, especially with this lingering cough in his chest. Will his son be okay? Will he make it through? Will this path before him hold? We'll find out in 2009's The Road.
Dun, dun, dun.
Almost felt like a haiku.
Right, yes.
It's all about kids, guys. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about the 2009 film The Road, starring Aragon.
Right.
I mean, it's Viggo Mortensen. You know, Viggo Mortensen is like he never looks like the same in any role I've seen him in.
That's true. After the Lord of the Rings movies were done, he never looked tough again.
I mean, like,
I was like, he's a badass ranger. And then every movie after, even when he is tough, he's still like, I could kick his ass.
Oh, I don't know. Because, like, what was that one movie where he was driving around Mahershala Ali? It's like the Green Book or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like this like big Italian guy.
He's just like a little skinny Italian guy.
No, he was big.
He wasn't big.
Oh.
Get the hell out of here.
No, he was eating like fried chicken and everything in that movie. He had to be big for that role. Yeah, he wasn't skinny.
Okay, no, hey, I believe you.
No, hold on.
You're like, we got.
Yeah, look, he's like.
Oh.
He's like a Italian mob tough guy
Okay.
from back then.
Okay.
Yeah. He had to be for that role. He
He's
had to
like
be intimidating.
doughy big.
Yeah. He's like that guy that is like at the corner booth eating a lot of food, but if he gets up, you know you're in trouble.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. We also, I mean, this movie also has Guy Pearce. I believe
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. Robert Duvall. as
Robert
the
Duvall.
old
Oh man, I know that voice, and then I had to pause the movie, look it up, and I was like, oh, how did I not know? Yeah, he's.
There's that what's it called? Michael Kenneth Williams, who is in a lot of things as well. I mean, Wire.
I know
is
him,
where I know.
but I did not recognize him either from that.
Oh yeah, everyone looks really rough in this movie.
Really rough.
So it's pretty hard to really decipher. But also like if you guys didn't know, the movie is based on a book by God, what's his name? Cormac McCarthy, who is known for just never writing anything happy.
Did he also write No Country for Old Men?
Yeah. He also rewrote Blood Meridian, which I heard is super just depressing. Like, he's just never like a happy guy. It's funny enough because The Road is the least depressing.
Perfect. Yes.
So
So
if
we
you guys-
will be doing a bunch of movies that are made off of his books this month.
So if you guys want like an easy entry into his world, you know, you start off with The Road.
Wow.
You're like, oh, I can't wait to delve into those. Not. Cause did you watch No Country for Old Men?
I did.
See, I'm not like a huge Western guy. Was that depressing?
It was, but less depressing than this.
Yeah, I mean, like the circumstances are a little bit different and all that stuff, but God, like when I was watching this movie, I absolutely had zero idea on how to approach this. To really kind of talk about this in a more linear, like, way.
Right, because there's a lot of
Back and forth.
yeah. There's the time jump between him now with his son and then him in the past with his wife.
Yeah. So I'm like, is it okay if I just like kind of like go through the situation with the wife and kind of do this as much as in a chronological order?
Right. Yeah. No,
I think
that's probably the easiest.
So like the first sort of scene that we have of them is friggin' Aragon waking up. There's like explosions or something going off, and his pregnant wife, who is played by Charlize Theron,
Right.
is like, oh no, what are we gonna do? What's should we leave? Should we not? Should we stay? But
Right.
she's pregnant, and it's hard to like move around like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like especially in this sort of world where you understand like this is probably a little bit early on during the apocalypse portion.
And it's it's an apocalyptic movie, but it is so vague on what the apocalypse is. You're like, you have the wife like kind of starts off before the apocalypse like something's happening but you don't know what. But they're worried and they're like decided they're gonna stay. And then like later on with the son, now the son's like 7 or 8. And now you're like in the aftermath of whatever it is that's happened.
Yeah, it's hard to tell how much. Like, I guess that you can kind of like gauge between like maybe 10 years possibly at the most of like all this happening. But we also don't know if the apocalypse has already been going on at the start or at the chronological start of this movie.
I got the impression that it was at least expected, because like when she gets that opening scene, she gets out of bed and she's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And he's like filling up the bathtub,
Yeah.
And he's like calm. He's like, no, we're just filling up the bathtub. Make sure we got extra water. And you can kind of see like flashes of light and stuff out of through the curtains, like closed curtains.
Yeah.
And it could be a forest fire. It could be,
But it could also, like, it doesn't, like, technically signify the start of the apocalypse.
Well, right. But as I said, like he was calm enough that I felt like maybe something had already been going on for a few years, and so it was just kind of like
maybe because we also never get to. There's like no names in this movie, so if there's no names, there's obviously not going to be any clarification on what his possible profession could have been in the past.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Like the credits is like man, boy, thief.
Old
thug,
man.
old man, yeah,
cannibal,
wife.
So like it's super vague, right? But as they're sort of progressing through their like situation, Charlize Theron is like, or the wife is like, we should have saved more bullets, you know, like, so like I mean we have 2 right here, like I'm gonna just take out our son with me. I'm gonna take my son with me into the afterlife.
Right.
And
yes. Yeah. Because now at this point, like, he's probably like 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5 or something like that.
And then she's talking about just basically like this world's not worth living in. I am done trying. And
I mean, yeah, I can't imagine, like, especially like the cabin fever.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
But then she's also like, yeah, but like, if they find us, they're going to rape me, they're going to rape your son, and then they're going to kill us and eat us. What do we have to look forward to? Exactly. There's no happy ending.
And she's like, come on, like the neighbors are doing it. Which is like super morbid. Like, come on, let's kill each other. The neighbors are doing it.
It's tough though. Like
because then like okay, so like they explain at the beginning of the actual movie. There's like a whole like narrative over like all these scenes that like plant life has started to die, animals are pretty dead,
right?
And so yeah, like I mean, like I can really understand Charlize Theron's like situation here. We're just like, what? And then we starve. That's even like that's also worse.
Right. Yeah. So, basically, they were said that the planet's dying.
Yeah, and so it's just like like the way I thought about it, I was like, oh, did an asteroid hit? Because that's what I feel like. That's what happened to the dinosaurs.
Right.
That's the thing that makes the most sense to me. Right. Because like I was like, it's not a nuke because people don't have horrible mutations or anything.
Right.
But yeah, and so like. It progresses a little bit more, and Charlize Theron is just like, no, I can't. Like, if you won't let me take out our son with me, then I'm gonna just go by myself.
Right.
Because there's just it's just bleak. There's nothing. Like, what do you? Right. What we wait for him to grow up, and then what?
Right. Yeah, and there's a scene where they're like, kind of a nice scene where she's like trying to teach. Viggo how to play the piano.
Yeah.
And then like you get the impression that it's like the next winter and he's like axing the piano so they have firewood.
Yeah. There are like really pretty scenes with them before this whole apocalypse happens.
Right.
And like the whole mission of this movie is for them to go to this beach. And it's
the world is getting colder and colder, and their idea is if we keep going south, at least we won't freeze to death, kind of.
Right, like the closer we get to the equator.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe the longer that the planet will
But
survive.
it's also like the beach that he had that memory with his wife as well.
Right,
And so maybe they're going from like Vermont to like Florida or something like that, right? So like that's like the whole trek of this movie, but like to get there... they encounter so much things. So like, okay, so the wife had killed herself.
Right. Yeah. She basically kind of did the Eskimos where they said that like when somebody's old and sick that they just kind of like
push them on ice.
They just choose to like leave the igloo and they walk out into the snow, and then they just kind of freeze.
Yeah, it's very Judge Dredd, Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, they don't want to be a burden on the family. If you're Eskimo and that is incorrect, I apologize. That was something that was in my brain. I remembered as they taught me in school.
I think it's either that or you're mixing it up with the Judge Dredd walk.
It may be, yeah.
But it's also like, I think like there's something like that with like in Japan, I think with the Akohagari forest, where they said they had like back in the day would just drop old people there and just like leave.
Right.
Because they had now become like a burden. I saw a YouTube clip of it on history. I don't know if it's facts, but like, I think there's a lot of like civilizations that had done that. Like, what do you do?
Right. Yeah. When somebody is more of a burden and will no longer be able to.
Yeah. Like they also did it in Midsommar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the two old people like just jumped off a cliff and they had like a what's it called? Like just in case hammer.
Yep.
They survived.
That's right. Oh man.
But like, that's not why. I don't think that's why she did it. She was just like, no, it's just an eventuality. Like, when are the Marauders going to come in and have their way?
Right. Yep.
And all that stuff. So the movie, like, it does start off with like Viggo Mortensen and the kid, and they start to travel. They start to trek through America, I suppose.
Right. They've got a map, but it's hard to tell.
It has to be the East Coast. It has to be. They have to be coming from Vermont to like Florida,
or you're up like, yeah.
But God, well, like, what is like the first hurdle that they go through? There's so many hurdles in this movie. But I think one of the first like hurdles that we kind of see in how bleak this world is that they go into this farmhouse for shelter.
Yeah.
And there's just bodies like hanging from the, what is it called? I don't know.
The rafters.
The rafters.
Yeah.
Super haunting, and it's like really sad because the dad's like, ain't nothing you ain't seen before, boy.
Right.
And
yeah, it's
not the funny thing, but the thing about this whole movie too is that like the whole time Viggo Mortensen is like, every time he runs into other people, he's like, have you been following us?
Right. Yeah. No, he is definitely. That'll probably be something we talk about at the end. Yeah. But he is definitely in the
paranoia.
Stage. Everything is about keeping my son alive and getting him to
like south.
Wherever this final destination is.
Right, wherever it can be at least somewhat warm and all that stuff. And so as they keep moving on, they're in the woods, but then all of a sudden they hear like marauders there. And so they duck down, they kind of like hide themselves among the leaves. But when one of them kind of comes by, who I believe was in that show where with the guy with the baby, and he was like his stroller was like a cart. It was like a sitcom. I forgot what it was called, but it was like Raising something. Not Raising Arizona. But it was a show. He was like the dad in that show. He was like sort of like white trash.
Okay.
But like a nice white trash, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was trying. And he's holding this guy up and he's like, he has this revolver, which I mean, beforehand he had told the kid, he's like super, again, this whole movie's bleak because he's like, he pulls out this gun. He's like, there's 2 shots in here.
Right.
And he's like, all right, now if I'm ever like dead, you go ahead and put that gun in your mouth.
Right.
Point up.
Yeah.
And then you'll be with me.
Right. Yep.
And the kid he doesn't know because like, it's funny because Viggo Mortensen kind of sets up this narrative for the both of them. We're the good guys.
Right. Yeah.
And there's bad guys out there. But the son is sort of like this, he's this puzzle piece that doesn't fit in this world.
Right. And Dad has done a good enough job sheltering him from like the evil of the world that he is still super innocent and doesn't understand that people can be bad. It's just like yeah, this is another person. Let's go talk to him. And it's
What?
like,
Yeah.
nope, you can't do that.
Well, I think he understands some aspects of people can be bad because like as long as they're not like coming off like hostile, right? Because then
Well,
there's some
right.
people that are pretty hostile, like the guy that they run into in the woods with his like marauding party, because all of a sudden like what's it called, one of like his party members like bangs something on the car,
Yeah.
spooks them, and he grabs a hold of the kid with a knife, and so he ends up wasting I guess wasting a bullet on this guy,
Right.
and ends up kind of like knocking the kid out with it. It's a revolver, so I don't know how.
I think just the shock of the noise, because
Yeah.
really it's 10 feet away. That's so I'm like super loud.
Yeah.
The shock of having somebody's head explode
Right next
directly next to yours is
But he's able to pick up his kid, run away,
yeah.
and they end up like after the kid kind of rests up and he wakes up and they set up night camp and all that stuff. The next morning they end up walking into like this farmhouse,
Yeah.
and like at first he's like, "Oh man, why is everything locked?"
Right.
'Cause in
Oh
this
yeah,
one-
because now they're basically looking for everything because they had a grocery cart, like
just filled with like supplies and
right.
everything.
Maybe like you see a homeless person like walking, but it's if you don't run into too many people, that's where easiest way to do it is to carry your stuff. But they kind of had to ditch it when
The Marauders
the
came.
Marauders were there, so now they're basically starting from scratch.
And like obviously if a house is locked, there's things that you're trying to protect in it, and if they can kind of raid this house
Right.
for some supplies, so they end up going to do that, but there's like a couple of dead bodies around this house.
Yeah. Well,
And Viggo's like, "Oh snap. We stepped in the meat grinder."
this is a cannibal house.
Oh, it's terrifying. It's like it's everything that you don't want to walk into.
Right.
So he ends up hiding upstairs, which I was like, why would you hide upstairs?
Well, because they go into the basement and they actually find a handful of people that are
Locked
basically just like cattle in cages.
Yeah,
It's like these are the, and it didn't really until that it didn't really click that it was like I know they said cannibals, that was a worry, but you're like, oh, if you live in this post-apocalyptic world and all the animals are dead,
except for
like-
Long Pig.
yeah, what do you? I'm like, and you need yourself some meat. You're
We're not just animals.
really your option is people.
Yeah, not just animals though. It's plants as well.
Right.
Like maybe you know what? You can go Snowpiercer. There's no way cockroaches are dead.
But that's it, because they did that. He had the little Ziploc bag of crickets.
Oh, did he?
Because he was like, well, here's one for you and one for me. It's the last two.
See, and there's no way that the bugs are dead.
So maybe the bugs are even mostly gone.
Not cockroaches though.
Not cockroaches.
Cockroaches.
That's least.
They're
least,
gut.
least tasty sounding bug. Huh?
Yeah.
At least
They
the
would-
caterpillar's big and juicy. Ugh.
Oh, like it's always worse too. Is like the Lion King make grub look so like weirdly, and then when you finally see it in real life, you're like, it's like nature's like fruit gushers.
Oh no.
But no, there's no way cockroach is still alive. And that's like God. That was like God's first like creation. He's like, whoops,
Right.
gave it immortality. Whoops. Oh my gosh. But no, and so they end up sort of trying to look for a window to escape from this house, but he ends up putting the gun to his son's head.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's very Mist-like,
Yeah, it's a
Worst case scenario, I'm gonna kill my son so he doesn't have to go through like the torture and all that stuff, and then I'm probably gonna die, but I will try to take out as many people as I can situation, right? But I think, how did they get the distraction to leave the house?
One of the people got loose when they went down into the basement, so it came out of the basement, and they were all like, "Oh, hey, we got
yeah, it was banging on the
yeah,
floorboard.
we got a loose one.
Yeah,
Wrangle him up."
it's like Evil Dead. Yeah, because I do remember them like banging on the fucking the floorboards.
Well,
Yeah,
just because they know they're gonna get eaten, so they let's get the hell out of here.
I know you gotta, and it's hard too because like if you were Viggo Mortensen, like you'd want to like set them free, but you're also like, well, if I set them free, what's gonna stop them from turning on me right now? So
yeah,
and
because
like,
they were all
pretty feral,
emaciated, feral and skinny, hungry, starving to death.
And he's like, well, no, I still got my son to worry about. So they end up dipping out of there, and they keep traveling for a good while. A lot of this movie is just them traveling.
Right. So this is like he's in Lord of the Rings again.
Are you saying this is what's it called, post rings? This is like after like everyone died and everything.
They threw the ring in,
and then that started the apocalypse.
Yep. Now they just got to wander back to the ocean.
But no, as they start to wander, everything's looking kind of bleak. They barely have any supplies left.
Right.
And at this point, he's just like, well, we don't got any supplies left.
Right. And there's like a heartwarming moment where they find like a, I don't know, it's like a mall or something, and they go in and just like to get away from, and there's to get out of the weather.
Yeah.
And there's a soda machine that's all like busted up, and he goes over and he starts looking at it, and there's one can of Coke kind of jammed in it, and he gets it out and he gives it to his son.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's nice. It's
first Coke of your life.
I know, but the only thing that like kind of like was like a continuity error is like he doesn't know what a fizzy drink is because he's like, it's all bubbly. What does he know how bubbles are?
That's true. But you could tell, even though, because Dad's like, nope, this is all for you. This is something I used to have as a kid, and I want you to experience it. And he's like, after he takes a couple sips, he's like, no, we got to share.
Yeah.
So you got to take some.
Yeah, and the kid's a good kid, but like as the night kind of wears on and the rain keeps going, he looks at his dad. He's like, "Are we gonna die right now?" He's like, "No, I gotta keep getting you down south."
Right. And the dad has a
persistent cough,
like a slowly getting worse. Yeah, persistent cough.
Yeah, it's one of those coughs that you don't want to hold off going to the doctor for.
Right. Yeah.
But no, and at but like as they start to travel more and more, they end up discovering like this bunker. And like this is like at their dire moment where they're like, there's no food left. We could just keep walking until we just die on the road.
Right. Yep.
And all of a sudden, Viggo Mortensen, he sees like this hatch on the floor. Which, I mean, thank God.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's totally buried, and he kind of trips over it a little bit.
Yeah, like thank God, like he's, what I'm saying, he was able to like kind of like trip over it, but he opens it up and he goes down, and it is probably, this is like a 5-star hotel.
Right. Yeah, it's somebody's little fallout shelter, little zombie escape tunnel.
Yeah, like we don't know what happened to the person there. But like it is, it's basically one of those $10,000 a night suites because it is filled with so much canned food.
Yeah,
and it even has like a generator where they're able to have like a little bit of electricity. So Viggo Mortensen's like, oh thank God, and they even take a shower.
Yep. And that's right. He trims up his beard. He gives the kid a haircut.
Yeah. Oh my God, but though when they were draining the water and just how much dirt was on them, at that point there must have been like a fungus like growing on you. You know what I mean? Like, and the kid is happy. Viggo Mortensen kind of has like this dream about his wife, and I feel like he was about to start spanking it, like a wet dream. Right? That's what it feels like, because like the very moment that he gets woken up, Charlize Theron is like laying on a bed and her dress is like a little bit open between the legs, you know? And then the kid's like, Papa, Papa. I knew he was so mad.
Yep.
But no, there's noises. There's noises happening up, like above them. And so now they're like, he's like, no, we gotta go.
Right.
This place is compromised.
Yeah, because this is, you know, it's 100 yards from a house, but, you know, then they kind of checked the house and the house was empty, but, you know, maybe whoever is coming back.
Yeah.
And if the cans of fruit and vegetables is still there, it's maybe because people were just eating people.
Oh, you don't want to, like, you know, little Hawaiian pie, you know? A little long pig. I remember the first time I heard, did you, like, you know, like a long pig, you've known that, right? That's like a term, you know, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I remember the first time I heard it was in Supernatural, TV show. And then, so, like, in that episode, Dean, who was, like, one of the, pretty much the main character. I mean, there's Sam, but, like, come on. And, like, the whole episode, he kept using long pig. And it's just such a funny turn to me. But so, like, yeah, so he's like, no, we gotta go. The kid is like, no, we have to stay. This is the best.
Right.
You know?
And the kid's like, it's like, no, it doesn't sound scary. It sounds like it's an animal. Like maybe it's a dog.
And he's like, shut up.
Yep.
But it's so funny because the moment they start packing everything up, they're back on the road again. It's like almost instantaneous that they're dirty again.
Right.
But they're pushing this cart now. It's like a little push cart. He's gotten a decent amount of food on them, but then they run into a old man. It is Robert Duvall.
Yep.
And the kid is like, we have to give him some food. He's so old and he's blind. You know, he survived for this long. Dad, come on. And so, like, Viggo Mortensen, to, like, you know, he doesn't want to do it, but he wants to, like, also do it for his kid.
Right. Yeah. Because, Viggo's definitely like, no.
No, we're
but
not.
The kid's like,
we can't afford it.
Just one can.
Yeah, just one.
Because the guy, like, falls.
Yeah, well, like, he's like, I don't have anything on me. Here's my bag. You know, check it, whatever. There's nothing really in there. And then he falls and he's blind and everything. And it's funny because,
and
like,
his shoes are like cardboard duct taped together.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, you know?
It's so true.
It's so funny. I think people were like, some people are always like saying like, those barefoot, pro bare feet people are like, our feet should look like dog's paws. I was like, ugh. I wouldn't want that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Dog's paws don't make any money on OnlyFans.
Those would definitely make money on OnlyFans. But I know, like, Viggo's like, hey, have dinner with us. And so they kind of, like, have a night together. Viggo Mortensen's super protective of his son because this world will do unimaginable things to anything.
Yep.
But it's funny because Robert Duvall's like, I tell people I'm 90. And he's like, does that help you? He's like, sometimes. Yeah, because maybe no one wants to eat the old cow on the ranch. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
There's nothing but meat and bones, and there's that or like skin and bones, and like that meat's graying. You know what I'm saying? That meat's at the discount bin.
Yeah.
Pick up within the next hour.
It's already jerky.
But he ends up leaving the next morning, and so they continue on their trek. When they finally hit a beach, but there's like this sunken ship off the coast.
Yeah.
Which that ship had to be like at least a mile out.
It's pretty far, but I guess
against waves.
I think about it. Like in Florida, I know that there's places where I've been where you could walk felt like a half mile, and the water never gets deeper than like your waist.
Okay.
So maybe it was like bucked up onto like a sandbar like that, and so he really didn't have to like full on swim to it.
That's true, but like when you're going up against waves and you're like malnourished like he is, and like this guy
Yeah.
at this point of his life, he's just going off sheer willpower.
But,
Like I wouldn't have been surprised if a Green Lantern ring came down to Earth and is like, Viggo Mortensen of Sector 6486, you have been chosen.
your will has been deemed
Worthy. Because imagine, like, you know, like you've swum in the ocean plenty of times,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you know how tiring it is to go against a current.
Oh yeah.
But while he does that, a strange person comes onto the shoreline where his kid is like sleeping and everything, and he has like this knife, and you're like, oh fuck, he's gonna kill the kid.
Yeah.
But he ends up just stealing everything. He sees that it's his just kid, and he ends up stealing everything. Viggo Mortensen comes out, and he's like, what the hell?
And the kid's like, I fell asleep, then I woke up, and everything's gone.
I'm sorry, Papa. But they end up, he's like, damn it, they took my shoes. But they end up catching up to
speaking of shoes.
they end up catching up to him. And Viggo Mortensen
Because the guy doesn't
gun.
want, like, since he stole it, he doesn't want to give up a cart full of food.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's just like trying to push it and push it.
Yeah, but this guy, he's also looking pretty worse.
Yeah,
he's looking
worse.
pretty bad. And so Viggo Mortensen, with his gun, because he gave his son the gun, he ends up stripping the guy of all the stuff and his stuff.
Yeah.
But the son is super adamant. He's like, no, he needs that stuff. And so he convinces Viggo Mortensen. Again, he's like, I don't want to do this, but like, you know, maybe he's the future, and maybe the future needs somebody who has like humanity in them.
Right. It still has a heart. Yeah.
So they end up kind of going to the place where they last left him. He doesn't come out, right? Because now he's naked.
Right. And I don't know if the guy's run off, if he's dead, if he's alive, if he's but yeah, so
He
they
couldn't
kind of
have been too far though.
yeah.
Because how fast can you really run naked? I guess at this point you don't care. Yeah. Oh, I guess. Sorry.
You could run down to the beach and then you can run full on barefoot.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of crap on the beach though.
Yeah. But no, they leave him some clothes and they leave him some shoes.
And a can of food.
Yeah, and a can of food. You know, like they call out to him. He should be it's dead quiet. So even if it's maybe half a mile away, maybe he'll hear it. But we never get to see the resolution of that situation because they end up still like just keep trekking on. When they have this from the boat he ends up getting like a couple of supplies, but mainly a flare gun.
Yes.
Right. And so they venture into this town.
Yeah, basically like the beach town.
Yeah, you know that seaside port. Yeah.
Yep.
The one that's only busy during like busy seasons. Yeah. But as they're kind of exploring everything, Viggo Mortensen's funny. Like kind of like looks up this car. Cart's broken. It's easier to push a cart from the front than like drag it from the back.
Yep. Right. Yep.
But then all of a sudden, they start getting shot at.
Arrows, yes.
Arrows. And Viggo Mortensen takes one to the was it the calf?
The calf, just full straight into this leg. Oof.
And he ends up shooting the flare gun friggin' dead center on someone's chest. Because when he goes into the house, all he hears is a woman start wailing.
Yeah.
And this guy just took this. I didn't know a flare gun could kill somebody.
It shoots. I guess it's
hot enough too, or I don't know. But she's like, "You killed him," and he's like, "He was shooting at us first." But now Viggo Mortensen is like, he's dying.
Right.
He's
already had his bronchitis, whatever it was. Yeah, and he pulls the arrow out and he uses like a
stapler.
It's
a fucking stapler.
High school stapler to staple the hole in his leg, but
it's too late.
Everything in this world is dirty.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if he wasn't gonna die from like the bleeding out, he was gonna die from an infection, like sepsis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they go back to the beach. he like lies down and he looks at his son, and he says his final goodbyes.
Right. Yeah, they kind of it feels like they're there a couple days, and then he's just kind of gets to the point where he's just like, yeah, no,
I'm done.
I'm
Maybe it's like a day or two at the most. I don't know if it's a couple of days.
It is.
There is no timeline.
It is no timeline. So yeah, this could have been over like a year. This whole
track,
this track,
right? But like it
could have been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but him dying, I felt like was only a day or two at the most. Just because, like, not only is he bleeding out, but there's like there's nothing to wrap it up with, nothing to stop the bleeding.
Right.
Like, he was already super malnourished. There's like his body is super unhealthy.
Yeah.
So like him bleeding out is like the last thing.
No protein.
Yeah. No more bugs to eat, you know? And so talks to his son. And he's like, you just keep heading south. You keep doing everything that we did. And you look for the good guys. All right. But there's going to be a lot of bad guys out there and all that stuff. And then,
this is your gun.
Yeah.
Don't ever let anybody take it from you, ever.
And then if anything ever gets too bad.
And the kid basically is like, should I just
go with you?
And that's when he's like, no, you're not going to go with me if you do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he's religious.
Yeah.
Really hard time to have religion in your backside or your back pocket. But no, he ends up passing away, and the kid he just sits at the shore, kind of crying, and all of a sudden this stranger comes from the mist.
Right.
And I think it's Guy Pearce, right? Or somebody. It's somebody. But he also has a rifle with him, and he comes down to the kid and he's like, well, I've been following you guys. And you're like, oh, Viggo Mortensen wasn't paranoid. He was fucking right. Someone was following him the entire time. And he's like, oh, hey, put your gun down. Put it away. He's like,
Dad never told me never let anybody. And he's like, I'm not taking it from you. Yeah. I just don't want you pointing it at my face.
Yeah. Reasonable request, right? But the kid starts asking. He's like, well, who are you? Not a cannibal? No. He's like, well, who do you have with you? Just my wife and my 2 kids. He's like, do you have a boy with you? He's like, yeah, maybe a little bit older than you, but yeah. And then so like he's like, tell me, we've been following you. Just want to make sure we was having your back and everything. And well, now that your dad is gone, you can come with us, and we can keep trying, we can keep going, and everything like that. And the kid kind of gets convinced, so he goes to Viggo Mortensen's like body, kind of like takes a blanket off of his face and tells his dad, and super like this got me. I was like, oh man. Teardrop, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it was super sad. The movie is super sad, but like it's just like this whole thing where he's like kind of reciting everything that his dad ever told him, and everything. And he's like, I'll keep going, I'll keep living for as long as I can keep living, and all this stuff. And then maybe at some point I could see you and Mom,
right?
But they seem like good guys, so I'm gonna keep going. And so the kid ends up seeing the kid, the family,
and then they have a dog. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, the animal that they were hearing rooting around while they were in the shelter was probably that dog.
All right, it's good that they have like this like traveling stake with them.
Right. Yep.
Kill in case of emergency. That would be really sad to kill this dog. But the movie ends there. Before we get into our thoughts about
there's
not a post-credit scene in this.
So they do the first half of the credits, and then all of a sudden you start hearing kids playing. Sounds like kids playing like in a park.
Okay.
With a dog.
Okay.
And so you like. So the rest, like the second half of the credits is like, you could hear it. And it's not like right there. It's like kind of in the background. But it's, I think it's their way of saying, we promised they didn't eat the kid.
Well, in the book, you don't know. But yeah, let's get into our other section where we have high star, low star.
Boom, 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 boom. So we got a 10 out of 10. Heartbreaking. A heartbreaking journey of a father and son desperate to survive in the harshest post-apocalyptic world ever imagined. Viggo Mortensen and 12-year-old Kodi Smit-McPhee. Where do the Australians get all of these great young actors? Wink. Both deserve Oscar nods, in my opinion. In fact, I also give an Oscar nod to Robert Duvall for his brief but powerful performance as the old man. The cinematography is outstanding, and the environment that they created is devastatingly realistic. This is an important film that deserves to be nominated for Best Picture of the Year. If this film doesn't inspire both politicians and citizens to do whatever is necessary to protect our planet's precious environment in order to enhance human survival and the rest of the species on our world, then I just don't know what will.
Well, what's a politician going to do when an asteroid hits? And then we have 1 out of 10 awful. I'm sorry to say that I had to sit through watching this dreary, pointless film last night. I haven't read the book, but this version of the story certainly doesn't inspire me to do so. The excitement of another, oh, look, it's the end of the world as we know it, moves was just too much for me. Even the Book of Eli had a bit more interest than this one, and that was pretty dire. I wouldn't recommend this film unless you're into seeing, once again, an interpretation of what might be around the corner, or a wet, gray weekend in a typical seaside town. I expected a really gripping film after watching the trailer, but boy, was I seriously disappointed. I thought the boy was a very weak figure with a lot of overacting in relation to the father figure. I thought the acting was weak and the scenes as exciting as an ashtray. Sorry to say this, but this film is awful. Yeah, I mean, like
that review was as bleak as the movie.
But I mean, like, even in the book, the kid was like whiny, but it's a kid.
It's a kid.
It's like an 8-9-year-old kid. You know, my favorite quote about kids ever was also from Supernatural, from Bobby. He's like, well, that's what kids are supposed to do. They're supposed to eat all your food and break your heart. But that's what being a parent means.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
But you're supposed to love them anyway. I forgot how the whole thing goes, but the first two is super, super relatable. But I mean, yeah, the movie is supposed to be bleak, but it's supposed to be this whole representation of like this dynamic between a father and a son. You know, the son is supposed to be sort of like this clean slate, right?
Right. Yeah.
Very naive, and it's up to the father to sort of kind of paint that canvas.
Yeah. It's I definitely got, like, you could take a very, you mentioned anime earlier, like a very different type of film, and then it's like almost like the kid's the chosen one to save the world.
Yeah.
Like, in a weird way, like he's the last, like his goodness will bridge the gap of.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's supposed to be like this light, right? This light.
Yeah, because he even mentions that a couple times. He's like, "Do you have the fire inside of you?"
Oh yeah, that's what he mentions to the man that picks him up.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that's something that his dad had said, right?
Right.
As well, he's like, "You got this fire inside, and as long as that fire keeps burning, you can keep it churning."
Yep.
But yeah, this movie, like, God, this guy's like work is all sort of like dreary at some point, and it's just like it's the most extreme version of like how to tell sort of this story.
Yeah.
About how like it's weirdly like this whole fatherhood story.
Yeah, it and it is definitely a reflection of humanity. Like, like you get, I don't, it's weird because like I felt like Walking Dead did a great job with the post-apocalyptic, where you've got the people who are like still good and they're like banding together and they're trying to live.
Yeah.
And then you have the bad who are just like survive for any means, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing matters but me.
Yeah.
But this movie also takes that to, you know, a full step further. Right? If you don't have animals, if you can't grow your own food, and just there's a diminishing, a finite amount of resource left, and eventually it will be gone, and then there's just death.
Yeah.
Like, does that step that up? Do people lose more humanity when there's not, when really like there's not hope? You just have to survive
By any means necessary. Yeah, I don't know, you know, and it's pretty rough because there's still glimmers there, because there's plants that can grow with very minimal light. You could also do you could also do manpower generators where you can kind of try to produce light and stuff like that and sort of say, but this is all like if you have an engineer on your side.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they did a great job to making it so that there is lots of remnants of plants, but there's not plants. There's lots of dead trees. There's lots of dead bushes.
Yeah, but there's also there has to one of the other beautiful moments in here is like when they find like a waterfall. Mm-hmm. You know, Viggo Mortensen gets butt ass naked and he's like,
right.
They finally get to be able to take a shower. I don't know.
So I was watching this with it's just funny. I was watching this with Teresa because she absolutely loves Charisse Theron, and so she was like,
"That's how you convinced her."
Yeah, well, suddenly she's like, she's my girl. Let's watch this movie. And then
she's like, "You're a piece of shit."
Yeah, she's not in it a lot. But when that part when they jump in the waterfall, I hear Teresa go, "Oh my God! I just saw half a sack from the back."
And then tape that sucker down.
Viggo's does not have a no homo here. He does not have a butt that attracts me. Like is not an attractive man butt.
Yeah, his body had to be pretty like scarce for this role. You know, I think he had to get kind of skinny for this role, and so it had to look like a body that's gone through an apocalypse.
Right, but like Christian Bale in like The Machinist, still kind of.
No,
but
that
still filled his pants out a little bit.
No, he did not. He was like 130 pounds or something.
He was
scary skinny, and was. I felt like if I pushed him, he might break a bone. He did not. Yeah, he was. That was drastic. I hope people stop doing stuff like that. That can't be good for your health at all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, like there was like moments in this movie where it did have like a lot of uplifting sides to it, you know, like every time he was taking care of his kid, he was like pretty sweet with his kid.
Oh, right. Oh no, that was if his son had died, there really would have been no reason for him to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if his son had died, I don't think he would still kill himself because he has his religion, but I think he would have like definitely went on all these suicide missions, like killing as much like cannibals as possible or something.
Right. I feel like
he would put himself in these situations where he had to defend himself or something.
Yeah, just he would just find some place and wither away.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, I mean, he was already. I think when people are dying, they kind of know.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I think that willpower would have like left him at that, and he would have just like laid down.
Yeah.
And just like, take me now, Lord.
Because like there was a scene where his son was talking about that and was like, should we like? Because they were like, they didn't have any food. They hadn't.
It was before they found the bunker. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like in this like little drainage ditch, and it was raining, and it was just they were just gross and wet and cold, and the son was just like, do we just die now? And that's what and Viggo's like, no.
Yeah.
We would have to starve to death, and that takes a long time.
But like it's like super sad because of how nonchalant the kid had said it. And you're just like, do we just die now, or
right?
You know?
Well, I guess if like there's that much death around you, and you're like, your mom was just like, I can't handle this. I'm just gonna walk into the night and disappear.
I think she hung herself. Yeah, I think that's what she did. I don't think, because then if she just disappeared, then she would like definitely walk into the fear that she was thinking about getting.
See,
like,
and I took it that it was like, because she basically she took off her jacket and everything when she left. So I was thinking,
so maybe she froze herself to death. Yeah, because it was like excruciatingly cold during that time.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know if you guys have ever been in Connecticut at the dead of winter, but if you go out there, you probably freeze to death.
And if you don't have any sun, then if you don't have any sun for 5 years, the things just progressively get colder and colder.
Yeah, it's like -5 or something outside. You're definitely dead. So, I mean, so for the kid, maybe like death is so normalized that he's like, I guess we just die right now.
Right.
You know, maybe we get to see mom or something.
Right. Yep.
Oh, yeah, but we're coming up to our hour. Not really a whole lot to say besides how depressing this movie is. I hope the rest of the month it won't be like this.
Try to make them less
depressing,
bleak than this one.
It's funny that the one star guy is like, the Book of Eli. It was like, well, this isn't like an action movie. Like,
right. That was totally different. Totally.
Like the Book of Eli had action, so you kind of got more entertained. This one is just like, oh, look at this group of marauders like track down this woman and her child and watch them kill her and eat her. And like, that's first of all, that's probably what's really gonna happen to you. to a lot of people, in a post-apocalyptic world where there's no animals to eat.
Right, because that's what I was saying. Is like I felt like certainly at the beginning, people would band together because maybe in my naive brain, I feel like people are more good than bad.
Oh, yeah. No.
And in a dire time, like people would work together. And you would have the outstrays, and there'd always be that. Oh, do we kill him? Do we banish him? Whatever. But then when you get to that point where there's just literally not any food, and
you start taking out the fat ones,
It's do we?
Come here, Billy Ray. We're gonna make you jerky for the winter.
The episode of South Park where they all get stuck in prison, and then there's something happens, and like the town gets evacuated, and they're all like, "Who are we gonna eat?" And they're like, "Well, we're gonna kill the newscaster." And he's like, "We've only been stuck in here for 12 hours. Why are we planning on eating somebody already?"
The jerky process takes a while. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. If it's like post-apocalyptic, I'm keeping it like a tight 10 people at most. It's harder to move in a big group.
Yeah.
You can split up into twos, kind of hunt that way, and then you guys can convene and all that stuff. It's a lot. And then if you guys really ain't working out, then everyone can break up. And I would not trust any huge community, because then it's like, oh, it's a cult. There's no way that's not a cult at this point. Every time you watch these things, they run into a big community. It's always a cult.
It's always a cult.
There's always a governor somewhere.
Yep.
That's a Walking Dead reference for you guys. But we're coming into our hour, so thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out all of our other months down below. We have a ton for you. We got Van Damme month. We got Danny Trejo month.
Right, live
Nicolas
action,
Cage.
video game movies.
We got a dancing month.
Live action anime month.
We got a Lady Fight Club month.
My favorite, Nazi demons.
Yeah, Nazi zombies and stuff like. We got
Nazi black magic. I guess
there's so much there for you. There's definitely things for you to check out. But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at for this one?
I really liked this movie, but I don't really know how much like this genre of tragedy is not my favorite. So man, it's tough. I may still go Blu-ray on this. It really was a good movie, and then I could make other people watch it
and be depressed with you.
Be depressed with me.
Man, as good as this movie is, I don't see myself rewatching it. It's like a Passion of the Christ, you know?
Right, that's what's like.
It's like a one and done.
It's having the Blu-ray is just like a badge of honor. Like, I made it through.
Yeah.
Look what I watched.
Yeah, I bet you there's a bunch of people with a Serbian film on their freaking shelves. Like, I made it through that.
Yeah,
there's nothing I can't watch.
Yep.
That and Martyrs right next to it. The French Martyrs and Irreversible, whatever it's called. It's just like the terrible movie freaking shelf over there. But no, I think I just gotta go stream it with this one. You know, like if you haven't read the book, you're not gonna want to really watch the movie. No one's ever gonna be like, "Hey, have you seen The Road?"
I will say, I did watch this on Tubi.
It's free.
It is free streaming, but it does have commercials.
Yeah.
So, in a movie that is as
depressing,
dark as this, and then all of a sudden you get a commercial. I had the run of agave.
Oh.
Look at this agave is a great substitute for sugar, and you could put it into your tequila drinks, and you could put it in your cereal. And so it was all, every time that commercial came on, I was all like, "Ooh, I want agave." So kind of pulled me out where I could. Man, if you went to this, saw this movie in the movie theater, and it was no escape, just full focus on the.
Yeah, I watched this full focus. No ads. Oh man, but yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our links down below where we have all of our social media,
our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, and we're getting better at posting on all those things, so you should follow at least one of them.
Yeah. And thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out the theme music, it is called Arcade Montage. It's by Rosevere. It is on our album Music Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.